Alright Guardians, this is our weekly solo player's guide to the Nightfall. If you're new to the channel, we do this every single Tuesday and Wednesday. One strike with one character, so we do all three characters, all three strikes. These aren't 100,000 point videos, but I will walk you through how to get that done throughout the guide. So if you're looking for that and you just want to see it, you might want to go somewhere else. If you're okay with me just explaining it, awesome. You'll at least get a completion out of it. So we're doing Strange Terrain on the Hunter. If you're going for 100,000 points, I would suggest going 85 to 90 on the Handicap. Give yourself a little bit of leeway with the time, because that Ogre room can take a little while if you don't do it right, and you have to be a little bit more careful because, you know, harder difficulty. We're going Arc Singe, Heavyweight, of course. With this one, you definitely want to go Momentum. That's going to help you a lot in the final boss fight, like a lot, because you want to be doing a lot of running. That's going to definitely keep you alive. But as far as the other one, definitely do not do Blackout. I wouldn't do Grounded either. Match Game, you might be able to get away with Match Game. There's a lot of arc and solar shields though, so just maybe stay away from Match Game. Extinguish is going to be pretty good. Maybe Iron, but it does give enemies more health, so just keep that in mind. Probably Extinguish though, because like if you die once or twice anyways, you're just going to want to start it over, so maybe Extinguish. As far as setup goes, we are rocking the Arc subclass. We're going Middle Tree to get that disorientation with Ebb and Flow. That helps a lot with grenades, and then also Arc Bolts. Those are maybe the best for PvE. We're going Duke MK44, Outlaw Rampage Minor Spec, and then we want something long ranged as well, so we're going to Tetera Gaze with Shield, Disorient, and Kill Clip. It's also a really good roll, but if you don't have Tetera Gaze, Borealis is pretty good. I would stick away from an exotic unless you don't have Thunderlord. Then, you know, do what you got to do there. But if you don't have Tetera Gaze, like I said, Borealis is okay if you don't want to use Thunderlord. Arsenic Bite would be really good. You want something with like some good damage output as well as range. You definitely want something with range in this strike, and I would say put that in your energy slot, because some of it has arc shields. You're gonna want to pop those. And like I said, Thunderlord, if you don't have that, I don't have anything arc here. You don't want a sword. Don't use a sword in this strike. Linear fusion rifle. Let's take a look at weapons here. Let's go power. No swords. Grenade launchers. Prospector could be pretty decent. There we go. Rocket launchers, there's not too many good ones. The one from the Dreaming City, Sleepless, that could be pretty decent with a good roll. Dead Ender, that would be good for some range, but you really want something with some good, like, quick damage, especially for the boss, which is why Thunderlord is actually probably the best option. I actually wouldn't use Wardcliff Coil. For whatever reason, I just don't really like that one. Like I said, Prospector's probably the best one if you don't have Thunderlord, because you can really put out a lot of damage with that. Like, just try it out. Trust me, a lot of people dump on that weapon, but it's actually pretty decent. And Darcy, if you're good with sniping, go for it. I'm not super great at it, but if it works for you, use that. But my two top picks would be the Prospector and Thunderlord. So all that said, let's just go ahead and rock this guide. Alright, so as soon as you get here, just go ahead and take out your long range, whatever you're using. Take out the knight, and take out the couple of acolytes there, and there's going to be one more knight kind of just down the hill there. And then around the corner, you're either going to get a mini boss knight or a mini boss wizard. I got the wizard. Just stay back. I like to just power ammo that thing down. And if you're going for 100,000 points, be especially careful. But for the most part, this one's pretty easy. Just use this area to your advantage. You can always run back, get your health. If you're going for 100,000 points, you're probably going to need to run around anyways. But just use the cover to your advantage and you should be fine. Alright, and then once you get here, if you're rocking Thunderlord, you'll see exactly why it's pretty awesome. Just take out those things. And then bam, there are, I think, 2 or 3, I think there's just 2 total knights, and then the rest of them are thralls. And then once you get here, kind of stay back. And then we're just going to snipe all these snipers. Around the corner, there are going to be like 3 or 4 elite acolytes. Yeah, and then there's also going to be 2 mini boss knights with arc shields, which you're gonna have to kill to take down to progress. Take down all the acolytes first. Don't push up too far, because then you'll get a spawn in of cursed thralls and regular thralls, and it's just easier to take all these guys out while there's nothing around. But once you get everything else dead, then focus on the 2 knights. If you don't take them out both fast enough and throw the little orbs at the crystals, they will start spawning in again. So you just do want to be a little, little quick. But if you want to farm them for a second, you probably can do that too. I wouldn't recommend it because you do want to keep going, but yeah, that is an option. Alright, and then once you pop down here, immediately look to the left. You're going to get, there's usually a cursed straw back there. Oh yeah. But there are going to be a couple thralls. I think there's just 1 knight here. And then there's going to be a bunch of thralls. Just take all of them out. It shouldn't be too hard at all. And then once you come over here, I like to just stay up here. There are going to be 2 elite knights. I like to take them from here because they are the arc singed guys, so they'll do a lot of damage really quickly, even without the 100,000 points handicaps. So just keep that in mind. And then I think 2 of those acolytes are elites, but they shouldn't be too difficult at all. once you take out the knights, just go ahead and pop on down there, and then there's going to be 2 more knights that spawn in. Those are also going to be elites, but they don't have shields. It's just power ammo them down, and then once you're through there, the next room is going to have 4 more elite knights. Just stay back and save your super. Like, I wouldn't recommend using your super at all in this entire room. You can either power ammo these guys down or snipe them, or use your ranged energy weapon, whatever you got. Just take them out, and then take out the wizard. The wizard is the mini boss, so just be aware that's going to have a little bit more health as well. And then there's also going to be a few acolytes that spawn in, and then once you kill all those and you move up a bit, there is going to be a bunch of thralls that spawn in. Just back way up and kill them. If you got Thunderlord, it only takes like 3 or 4 bullets if you get that explosion chaining thing. So if you use that, it takes those guys out real quick. And then we'll just move on. Alright, then once you pop down here, try and stay as far back as you can, because if you can take out this first knight and then the 2 acolytes that are shooting at me right now without moving too far forward, the knights won't shoot at you. The one in the front probably will, but the one in the back, as long as you stay far enough back, won't hit you, and that makes it a lot easier. Let's just go ahead and take them out. And then we should be good to go into the ogre room. Now in that ogre room, there's going to, you either get ogres, like, not the mini boss ogre, but like smaller elite ogres, or you'll get shriekers. We got shriekers. You want to take them out as well as the wanted enemy out as quickly as possible. Usually I say just let the wanted enemy run, like escape. But I think for this strike, it's just easier and faster to get her out of the way. And even with the handicap, she's not that hard to take down at all. Just power ammo her down really quickly. You can take out the Shrieker or the Ogre really quickly at the same time. And then what I would suggest doing is actually going in cover, and then going to kill the Shrieker on the right side as well, and that way you can just focus on these mini boss knights. And then I would use my super. You can go ahead and kill like 2 or 3 of them right here. Try and kill as many of these acolytes as well. And then as long as you run back, you should be able to get a couple of these knights spawning back in, and in that way you don't really have to worry about going anywhere. You can just kind of stay over in this area, and you can completely avoid that second spawn in. And there's that second Shrieker kill. But if you're going for 100,000 points, you might want that second wave. If so, you know, you're not missing out on too many points at all. You still have to kill at least 4 of these knights to get the shield off the ogre. So it's really up to you there. I will say though, this way is quite a bit easier, and you have a bit more cover, more forgiving cover this way. But once you get all 4 crystals down, you either, if you got your super back, awesome, use that. Otherwise, just go ahead and power ammo the ogre down. And then we will move on to what I believe is the boss fight. Alright, so this is going to play out the exact same way as that wizard room. Just take out the 4 knights, and then you will get Nazarek, or whatever his name is, to spawn in. And once he spawns in, make sure you got plenty of power ammo. Like, I would honestly be very strict about not using a lot of power ammo, especially if you're not getting drops. But once that boss spawns in, go ahead and wait a couple seconds. Like, I would use your other weapons to start shooting at him, and then as soon as you get damage numbers, unload with your heavy ammo. And then he is going to spawn in some enemies. Ignore them as much as possible until he until the boss goes immune, and then focus completely on the adds. With the adds, do not use your power ammo at all. You want to try and get as much power ammo to drop from these adds as possible. And then once you clear these guys, you are going to get a bunch of more thralls to spawn in. So just be aware of that. And then there are going to be 2 mini boss knights just like before to kill the crystals. Use your power ammo on them, but just make sure, or use your energy weapon, whatever you got going on there, to take them out, to just save even more on your power ammo. And then you're just gonna do the same thing again. Make sure as many adds as possible are cleared out. Start doing damage to kill the second crystal. Start doing damage to the boss until it goes immune, and then once she goes immune, you are going to get 2 wizards that spawn in. If you want to use your super here, go for it, because as soon as you kill those 2 wizards, you will get the elite or the mini boss knights that spawn in as well. Go ahead and take care of them all, and then as soon as you got everything else cleared out, go ahead and break the crystals. And this is where the boss is going to start shooting at you, but she won't move. Once you clear this section, the boss is going to follow you around. So as soon as you get that second or third immunity going and the ads start spawning in, this is where momentum is really going to start helping you out as well. It's because you want to continuously run around the area, get your super back, slowly start making your way towards the knights. Start killing them. If you have to use your power ammo, do it. But you are going to want to continuously be running. So if you're using like the Lucky Raspberries chest piece, that's going to help a lot here as well. But honestly, I would say Raiden Flux is probably still the better one just because it lasts so long, and it will give you that extra protection if you need it. But then once you get those 2 crystals dead or gone, go ahead and just unload on the boss, and that should be able to do it. Just remember to keep running around if you have to. And so that's going to do it for this video. Hopefully it helped you out. If it did, hit the like button, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And as always, stay positive, be happy, be healthy, live long and prosper, and have an incredible week.
Do you feel it? The light is back. We're back. Eyes up, Guardian.